Capricorn, July 2025. Energies are quietly flowing back to the place you once called home. The place where you once laughed, once cried, once believed that if you walked away, everything would be okay. But now, the things you once folded away are beginning to quietly unfold on their own. You may find yourself thinking about people who are no longer by your side, about conversations that never truly ended, about someone you thought you had forgotten. At the same time, somewhere you don't know, someone is thinking of you too, because inside them, there's also a part of their emotions gently stirring, as if they don't say something this time, there might never be another chance. You and I don't call each other, you both think it's just passing thoughts. But between the two of you, a current of energy is flowing in reverse. Slowly, but clear enough for you to feel something is about to happen. You may still be living life on schedule, a packed calendar, days flowing with familiar rhythm, and nothing you'd call unusual. But sometimes, in the middle of an ordinary morning, a song starts playing unexpectedly, and for just a few seconds your mind drifts. Not exactly because you miss anyone, just something stirs. Pluto is now retrograde in your own sign, Capricorn. And as it squares Uranus in your third house, it doesn't bring loud disruptions. Instead, it awakens quiet tremors, conversations you tried to forget, messages you deleted but never erased from within. You may not act on them, but still, there's a part of you that quietly turns back to look. You don't say their name anymore, but you know one thing for sure, some connections don't need to show up to bring you to a full stop, like a chill passing silently through your chest. Not painful, but enough to make you pause. Saturn, your ruling planet, is also retrograding through your progressed fourth house, touching the root of your emotional foundation, stirring memories you thought were locked away. A corner of a cafe, a glance, a goodbye that came at the wrong time. Maybe you didn't think much of it, but when those details return to your memory, they are rarely random. And deep down, you understand there are people who, once etched into your journey, never really disappear. They don't leave. They just fade into the distance, and you simply stop calling their name. The Moon-Jupiter axis is now active between your 9th and 12th houses, making you more sensitive to unspoken emotional frequencies. You don't know if they still think of you, but you can't deny the sensation someone is still reaching out to you in a way you can't explain. It's not superstition, it's instinct, and it's strong enough that you can't ignore it. Right now, Venus and Jupiter are forming a sextile between your 3rd and 9th houses, activating the desire to say what was once held back. Maybe you've never said anything, but the words are there in your mind, sometimes short, sometimes just one word, then erased, then silence again, because you don't want to be the one to begin, not again. You don't need that person to come back, but you also don't pretend nothing was ever left behind. If you've ever jolted awake in the middle of the night because of a dream you couldn't describe to anyone, it wasn't just biology. It was your subconscious nudging you. Something is still trying to find its way back or asking to be acknowledged. In your composite chart, if Pluto or Saturn ever sat in the 12th house between you and that person, this wasn't just a relationship. It was a silent bond, a deep one, and time or distance alone can't erase it. You no longer ask where they are, but you can still feel them, like a faint background noise that never quite stops. And you're a Capricorn. Once you've stepped away from your emotions, you don't return just because of nostalgia. The reason, you need a clear gesture. You need to see effort from the other side. What you fear most isn't losing them, but losing the trust you fought so hard to rebuild in yourself. Right now, Venus in your chart is approaching a conjunction with your natal Venus, a transit that signals a turning point. It's time to answer this question. If someone sincerely wanted to return, would you still have enough belief to hear them out? Maybe you were the one who changed them. Maybe you were the turning point in their path. But the one who helps another grow is rarely the one they can easily come back to, and you know that better than anyone. You don't need certainty that they still think of you. But if there's something inside you that still isn't closed, astrology isn't asking you to act. It's only asking, are you ready to face that connection one more time with clarity? There are relationships that pass through like the wind, But there are also connections that even after they've ended, leave behind something like a fingerprint on your life, or Capricorn. If you've ever been deeply bonded with someone and now even without contact you can still sense their vague presence, astrology doesn't call that imagination. It's the aftershock of a karmic tie. In the composite chart between you and that person, if Pluto or Saturn once appeared in the 12th house, or if slow-moving planets like Neptune, Jupiter, or Uranus formed aspects in the 4th or 8th houses, then this connection wasn't just emotional. It was something marked from a deeper layer of existence. You may have met them at the wrong time. You may have understood them before they even understood themselves. You may have entered each other's lives without a clear reason and exited without a real ending. And now, with Pluto retrograding in Capricorn, your own sign, it's not just a period of emotional cleanup. It's a time when karmic threads rise again, prompting you to ask yourself, did that really end, or was it just folded away too soon? The North-South node axis is moving toward your 4th house, the house of memory, roots, and safety. When this happens, you may begin to feel a certain kind of lack that's hard to describe. A sense that something was supposed to happen but was stopped halfway through. And that, in essence, is how karma works. It doesn't urge you to act. It simply makes it impossible to pretend nothing ever happened. If you still feel like that person is lingering somewhere, not present but not truly gone, then perhaps this wasn't just a romantic relationship, but rather a reincarnational path that was left unfinished. And this month, astrology isn't asking you to forgive or to return. It's only asking one question. Maybe this time isn't for starting over, but simply to understand why it had to end with clarity, and no more loose ends. Late June has opened a small doorway, just enough for the two of you to see each other again, no longer through memory. The moon will return to Capricorn, passing directly over your natal Saturn, and that's no small thing. It's the moment when long-suppressed emotions rise to the surface, clearly, intensely, and no longer easy to swallow back down. At the same time, Venus, the planet of emotions, is in Cancer, forming a harmonious trine with Saturn in Pisces. A rare connection, because Saturn doesn't open its heart easily. But when it receives a signal from Venus, it begins to soften, slowly but genuinely. And what matters is this: the aspect doesn't explode into passion, but instead inspires those who've been hurt to want healing, to want closure, to want to say what they once held back. If there was someone in your past who hesitated out of pride, who held back thinking you wouldn't need them anymore, they're reconsidering now. And not just in thought. They're weighing the idea of sending you a message, an invitation, or simply a subtle signal, just enough to see whether your heart is still open. Mercury, the planet of communication, has just left Gemini and entered Cancer. This shift turns sharp words into soft honesty. You'll see more messages like, "Hey, how have you been?" Still got the same number, because this person can no longer handle thinking of you in silence. They're waiting for a sign, and they need to know. If they reach out this time, will you push them away or step closer? Don't be surprised if something happens between July 1st and 6th. In astrology, when several planets move into your 3rd house, the realm of messages, communication, personal exchanges, and simultaneously touch the 5th or 7th house, the realms of emotion and connection, a meeting becomes very likely. Not planned, but perfectly timed. If you do meet again, it might be at a familiar cafe, a street corner you've passed together, a place where you once laughed and then walked away in silence. And this time, when your eyes meet, the look won't say, "How have you been?" It will say, "Why did we wait this long?" However, because the planets are moving through water signs, Cancer and Pisces, if the emotions break, they'll break hard. You need to be ready, because they're not coming just to talk. They're coming because something inside them has shifted, like an emotional earthquake. They've dreamt of you. They've imagined what it would mean to never see you again. And they can't bear the distance anymore. But if you stay silent, if you give no signal, they may retreat to their safety zone. And this time, they'll lock it tighter. Feeling invigorated, are you still thinking of them? Still feeling something unnamed inside you, quietly asking to be spoken? If yes, then remember, July is no ordinary month. It's when the energies of water and earth combine to create a gentle vortex. the kind that softens hearts, the kind that makes those who've been distant want to return. But only if both doors are open. July brings a window of opportunity, but if you don't take it, August will change the tempo. A new cycle is coming, and it won't carry the tenderness of Venus in Cancer anymore. By mid-July, Mars moves into Leo, a space of ego, pride, and blazing selfhood. At that point, even if they still miss you, they won't be soft anymore. They'll return to their world, full of goals, work, and emotions kept hidden. And so will you. As Mercury moves away from Venus in transit, what you once wanted to say may fall silent again. Emotions once more will be folded back, and what nearly happened will once again become something that almost did. Especially for Capricorn, as your 7th house of partnership begins to feel pressure from Uranus, your patience for half-hearted efforts will vanish. A part of you will start to close, not out of anger, but because you can't stay in a place where no one really steps forward. And if no one speaks, no one moves, this connection may be wrapped up like a gift with no recipient. The feelings will still be there, but no one will have the hands to open it anymore. This is what astrology is warning. Not every chance returns, especially when both of you are standing inside a swirl of time, where anything not truly real will be swept from each other's paths. If the two of you meet again this July, it won't be an ordinary conversation, because Pluto is now retrograde in Capricorn, your natal sign, and at the same time, it's forming a tense aspect with Mars in the 8th house. This isn't the energy of reconnecting. It's the energy of a confrontation, real, deep, and no longer avoidable. They want to hold you. They want to touch you, as if to confirm nothing was ever truly lost. And you won't be able to hide those emotions that have been bottled up for so long. Mars moving through the 8th house doesn't just awaken physical intimacy. It reactivates invisible bonds that the two of you once tried to sever but couldn't. A glance, a touch, and both of you will know you can't go back to what you were, but you also can't keep pretending nothing ever happened. In your connection chart, Pluto transiting the 12th house will demand all truths be revealed. The things once avoided, the feelings once denied, the sleepless nights, the times you pretended to be fine, all of it will pour out without needing words, because the eyes will speak for themselves, because emotions can no longer be held back. And if the two of you still care, this will be the moment where every distance collapses. But caution is needed. The energy of Pluto, Mars, and the 8th house always carries the potential for explosion. If forgiveness hasn't arrived, if either of you still harbors resentment, if the ego still stands between you, then this meeting might become a collision. Not loud, but silent to the point of pain. Because when two souls who once connected deeply meet again without the courage to speak the truth, the silence hurts more than the goodbye. And what's unique about Capricorn is, you'll sense this before they do. You know this isn't passionate love. It's a thread of fate. But because you're so rational, so afraid of being hurt again, you ask yourself, if I step forward, will they stay? You don't have to answer right away. But astrology shows June is the moment for both of you to touch one last time before everything turns in a new direction. Because when July begins, Mars will enter Leo, a fiery space of ego and pride. At that point, the one who once wanted to return may bury themselves in pride, and the one who waited may finally walk away. So if you do meet, let your heart speak. Let your hands reach out without needing a plan. Because if it doesn't happen now, it may be a very long time, or never again. They want to see you, not out of loneliness, but because in this chaotic world, you're the only anchor they still believe in. And you also need to be held just once, without pretending to be strong. And what about you? Are you in a relationship that's currently on pause? Connection that once ran deep, but for some reason the two of you no longer reach for each other? If there's still a part of you thinking about them, even just a fleeting moment, leave a comment below. Say something you've never said before, or simply drop a sign that you're still here and still feeling something. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and share this video with someone you think might also need a moment of reflection. If you're drawn to astrology, inner journeys, and the energetic shifts quietly reshaping you each month, there's so much more waiting for you here to explore. The universe always finds a way to bring us back to ourselves. You just need to begin with a small sign, and here we'll walk that path with you.